This is a pretty tricky question. So essentially what you're gonna do here is you're gonna look for the greatest common factor. And the way you would kind of know that is even though we know that we don't look at the answer options right away because they'll only confuse you, remember, it can be helpful to look at the answer format. And in this case, when you look at the answer format, you can see a couple of them have a common factor as a monomial. So that makes it pretty clear we may need to do the same. Now, let me give you an example that's a little bit more familiar so we can relate it here. If I had x to the 4th plus x to the 8th, or actually, better yet, let's make it so it doesn't seem like one number goes into the other. Let's say x to the 9th. When you're doing that, you're always going to take out the same base, but the smaller of the two powers. So let me show you what that would look like. If I pulled that out, I would then go ahead and subtract the powers, or you could just say anything over itself is 1. If I had subtracted them, 4 minus 4 is 0. And remember, anything to the 0 power is 1, as is indicated in the 5th property of exponents on page 34, which is side 3 of our math reference document. And if you're dividing powers, so property number 4, you subtract the exponents. So now I'm going to go ahead and put plus and subtract these exponents. So that gives you an example there. Now, in this case, they both have the 2 as the base in common, and you always pick the smaller of the two powers as the common factor. So if I rewrite 2 to the 203 as my monomial, what's left? Well, anything over itself is 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and subtract powers. 204 minus 203 is 1. So now I still have the 2 to the 203, but then in parentheses, I have 1 plus 2, which is 3. Now, multiplication is commutative, which means the order of these two being multiplied is irrelevant. You could put them in either order, and now it matches perfectly with D.